Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hillman here. For those of you on YouTube channel, welcome. This video is going to be a catch-up video. It has been a while since I made a video. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been moving around a lot. A lot has happened over the past few months, a lot of changes, transitions. So this video is like a little catch-up video. Also for myself to look back in a few years, reminisce and see how this whole period was going for me and how I was processing the whole change. So without further ado, let's dive right into the dates of this catch-up video. So of course, first things first, your boy graduated from med school. When I graduated from med school, it's been a journey, guys. Like, let me break that down a bit. So today's date is the 22nd of March when I'm filming this video, and I finished school 23rd of February, or 22nd actually, 22nd of February. So it's exactly 1 month since I graduated. Oh wow. Or since my last day of rotation, so the last day of medical school or last day as a medical student. And guys, when I tell you the last months were tough, the last months were tough. I'm someone who normally navigates school quite graciously. I never really have issues with school. I like school. I like the process of knowledge acquisition. The conventional educational system, that's something I function really well in. But December, it started in December where I was just juggling a lot. I was making the Vlogmas, like putting videos out every day. And then I was also like combining that with rotations, trying to keep a healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, running in the morning, gym in the evening and stuff like that. Trying to balance everything, because for me, balance is like key. Like I need to have that balance to function optimally in everything I am doing. So December already started proving to be very tough, where it's just like combining these things was just very tough. And I noticed that in the hospital, I have to like compromise maybe how many hours I spend studying, because I cannot like spend that amount of hours studying, since it's everything I have to do on the side as well. That helps me keep that balance and that sanity, which for me is very important. Like I don't regret having all these things or like trying to balance it, but I do know that it showed itself, or it showed its impact and effect in some areas more than others. So yeah, December was just tough with everything, and I thought it couldn't get worse than December. And then I went to Ireland for England, sorry. I went to England for Christmas, and then I came back, and then everything just started to feel heavy. Like the moment I landed at Eindhoven airport from England, I think it's Eindhoven or Amsterdam, I forget now. The moment I landed in the airport in the Netherlands, I just got this wave of anxiety just come over me. Like I knew there was a lot of stuff I had to do coming up, but like the anxiety did not necessarily feel like it came as a result of the things I had on my to-do, whereas like there was an underlying thing as well, which was not necessarily that clear to me at the moment. But that wave came, and like when I have those kind of waves, like I've had some issues with anxiety in the past. So when I have that, I always like just try to minimize the amount of input that I have coming in, right? So like I left social media, started fasting for like a month and stuff like that. Just try to put structures in place to make sure that I'm doing the most to keep myself sane in that period. Because if things get too overwhelming for me, I can really not function well. I could just like get in an autopilot and not necessarily like what I'm doing. And that's for me very important. So January was just tough. Like it almost felt like a spiritual battle. Like mentally, it was just, I'll have days or weeks where I'll finish on a Friday and I'll just call a friend of mine and just like vent. Like I just need to get stuff out. Because like the last weeks were feeling like I've never doubted doing medicine as much during the whole medical program, so like 6 years plus, as I doubted it that last week. Or those last week. It was heavy. And like with supervisors, some supervisors at the hospital I didn't really click with. The team was great, hospital was great, environment was okay. But just some supervisors who unfortunately maybe the ones to like give you your evaluations and stuff like that, I just did not click that well with. And when I don't click with someone, I just have a difficulty faking it. I like being authentic. I like being able to like flow with people around me. So it was just difficult to have to like act a certain way around certain people. So that was really tough. But ultimately, we made it to the finish line. Still to get my official graduation email, but that should be coming in hopefully next week or the week after that. The exam committee has to still decide, but your boy finished cool. Like it's just, my brain has still been trying so hard to comprehend the fact that I'm done as a student. And I was planning to do another master's, but things have changed. I'm going to be working, which is also going to be another part of this video. But just the idea, I went to Maastricht the other day for like a meeting, my last meeting with my mentor, and like the nostalgia hit me so hard when I was sitting in the faculty. Just like 7 years ago, I was walking this corridor like a fresh med student. And now I'm sitting here 7 years later, a doctor. That's crazy, that's wild. So yeah, the first update is your boy has graduated. I'm no longer a medical student, so from now on I go on as a medical doctor, Dr. Hillman Batur, Dr. Ox, anyone you choose. And yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. Like it's still trying to sink in, and I feel like that's gonna take a while. But the official graduation ceremony, like the taking of the oath and like getting your diploma and everything, is in September. There's gonna be like a ceremony and hopefully a party afterwards, because I really want to organize something for myself, because it's been one heck of a journey. I feel like I want to celebrate it. I almost feel like I need to celebrate it, but I want to celebrate it. So that's happening in September as well. So I'm excited about that too. And after I graduated, I went on a trip, right? I treated myself to a trip and a couple of visiting a couple of friends and family, because going to the next point, my travel goals for the year were, if you've been following the channel for a while, to travel the world wonders, or like see at least half of the world wonders. So I was aiming for like Rome because it's closest, India, Jordan, Mexico, right? That's the goal for the year, the travel goal for the year. It still is. And I really believe in setting travel goals for the year because I want to be intentional about traveling. But along the way, like now, presently, I have to I'm in this phase or this position where I have to reevaluate some of these travel goals, because a lot of things have come up, like weddings for family members, which I want to go to, traveling to other places which I did not anticipate in my travel goals. So it's just a lot of funds and like the graduation and having to, manage finances judiciously or steward the finances rightly. It just almost feels like having my yearly goal as I had it might not be feasible, but I'm still keeping it because I believe travel goals are like a compass that guides you. Like you have somewhat of a direction. So it's like, for example, say you want to go somewhere, you don't know where to go, and you have the finances and the means. You're like, I have a goal, so I can go to this place because the goal is to go to this place this year. Whereas if you don't have it, then you're kind of like just going everywhere and you don't feel like you're making progress. Whereas goals help you feel like you're making progress. You're taking steps towards becoming the person you envision yourself becoming. So that's why I love goals. So the goal will still stay visiting at least half of the world wonders, but I'm open to that goal being like a 2024 and 2025 goal instead of just a 2024 goal. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, there's been a lot of things that have come up. All my trips for the first half of the year have been planned. So it's the last half of the year which I'm struggling with, like just the financing of it, graduation and everything. A lot of things have come up which I did not expect. But then again, that's life. Things never really go as you plan. So I have to be flexible. I have to go along with the flow. But it's exciting. Exciting trips coming up for the last half of the year. I'm not going to be vlogging all the trips. It's going to be a big one in May, which I think I'm going to vlog because it's going to be like seeing a lot of people I've not seen in a while, meeting a lot of new people I've not met in a while or never met. So I might vlog that. But if you want to just, because I post all my trips on like my Instagram stories and stuff, just as they go, like day by day, what am I experiencing? How is it going? I also make highlights of them so you can like watch some of the trips back. But definitely check out my Instagram page if you want to watch more of my trips, like daily, day in and out, how I travel, what I do, and how that goes. So if you want to check that out, do that. But that's it for travel goals, more or less. When I came back from traveling, your boy moved cities. So I was, at the beginning of my last rotation, I was trying to actually stay in Eindhoven for like a year, see how it is, build a community there. But like it really became clear to me quick that Eindhoven, like the community there was not necessarily the community I would like to immerse myself in, or the reciprocity was not as I would have expected it to be. So I made the decision to move to a bigger city. And my goal was to move to Amsterdam because if you know me, you know Amsterdam is like my place. I just like the vibe of Amsterdam matches my vibe. But because I was going to work part-time, which I'm going to talk about later as well, I could not afford Amsterdam. So I thought it was not a smart decision to go to Amsterdam. So I settled for like a bigger city, but then mid-big city and not too expensive and also very much accessible to like other places as well. So I moved to The Hague. So your boy has moved to The Hague. So I live in The Hague now. Great location. So renting at the moment, going to find my own place in a bit, hopefully, when I'm really settled into work and everything. But I live in The Hague now, lived here for like 2 weeks, and it's been such an amazing experience. Just like walking around at night, seeing busy cities, during the day, trams, metros, everything around. It is quite interesting. Like I love big city life. I love just having people around, moving, the noise and everything. I literally live right next to the central station. So like hearing the trains at night, it's just, that's at least at this stage in life I'm in now, that's what I vibe with a lot. So I'm really excited about it. Got my routine more or less on check. Traveling got me off my routine. I try to keep track, running, going to the gym and stuff like that, even though I was away visiting people. But now I'm back. I'm trying to like have my gym routine, meeting people, the church, creating a new community. And so far, it's going pretty well. Like, it's going pretty well. I'm struggling to get my own stuff done because I constantly have to meet people. And that is a good sign for me. So yeah, it's exciting. Looking forward to it. Again, if you want to stay in touch with this, keep up to date with what's happening. My Instagram page is where I post like my daily stuff. My TikTok page is where I post like more different kind of content. Like all the social medias have content kind of curated for different audiences. This is more the long form content, of course, and TikTok is more like medium size, and then Instagram is more like just stuff I like, stuff I find interesting on a daily basis and everything. So be sure to like follow me on these different pages as well if you want to really keep up to date or like be up to date or be updated with the stuff I make and the content I create. But yeah, that's it, guys. I've moved to a big city, a city which I can afford, The Hague. So yeah, if you're in The Hague, if you're ever in The Hague and you want to grab a cup of coffee or something, let me know if I'm around. If I have time, I'll be glad to. I would love to do that. Last but not the least, work. Your boy is gonna be a worker. That's actually wild. Like that's crazy. Just the fact that I'm gonna earn a salary, that's crazy. So it's been a really tough decision for me. The decision to to start working, and the type of job was really something I struggle with, the dilemma of working in the hospital or not working in the hospital. And it's something I had to like talk with a lot of family members about. I had to like talk with myself a lot about, talk to a lot of friends. Like when I made the decision, it felt so heavy, partly because I had to like communicate that decision to other people who I felt like would not understand and not necessarily get where I'm coming from, because they don't ask questions, don't have the curiosity to actually like understand where I'm coming from. They just assume based on what they hear. But as long as I have peace with the decision, that's what matters for me the most, because I think life is too short to be living life for other people. So for me, it's been a really tough decision to make, just because of the expectations and the wiring and the societal how I was programmed. And it's a lot of things I've had to unlearn, and I've had to like teach myself new things. Okay, what really works for me? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? Where do I see myself in a couple of years? And these all have led me to the decisions which I've made today. Of course, things could potentially not work as you plan them out to work. Things could potentially turn out to be different than what you expected them to be. But it's like thinking about all these things, taking all these things into consideration as well. I've made the decision, and I am aware of the fact that the consequences I might have to live with if they don't work out the way I want them to work out. But that's something I'm okay with. So I moved to The Hague. The goal was actually like work part-time. That was the first thing. I want to work part-time, so I have the rest of my time to do all this stuff I like doing: traveling, making videos, public speaking, coaching, mentoring. So I don't want to be in that position where I'm working in the hospital, but I'm always complaining about the fact that I don't have time to do the things I actually really want to do, and I get a lot of energy from, because I feel like that would drain me. And I think it's so sad that I talk to a lot of my classmates who want to do more, who want to do something different, but just feel trapped by the fact that they've studied medicine for 6 years or for so long, and they have to like do something else. What do they like? What are they passionate about? And my advice to potentially every medical student now who is still in medical school and watching this: invest the time in finding the things you like doing. Try, fail. It's all about trial and error if you don't know. But you owe it to yourself to at least do your best to figure that stuff out before you're done, so you don't feel like you're trapped in the medical journey, whereas you know there's something more you want to explore. You owe it to yourself to really do your best while in medical school, while you have the time and flexibility. Especially Maastricht University really offers you that flexibility, and that's one thing I love about the university, is that you can really get to discover yourself. Like the flexibility. It's so funny, I had a meeting with my mentor this week, like my faculty mentor, and she was like looking at me, she was like, I feel like some part of her is so interested, like fascinated by how I managed to balance a lot of these things around medical school. And she was saying how it's great, like I love your plan, I love what you're doing, I'm really excited to see what's going to become of this in the future. But then she also mentioned at the end that it's so funny, because I think you would not have had this if you didn't come to Maastricht University, because Maastricht University really offers you that freedom and that space to develop yourself as an all-round student and try new things and just have the flexibility. And I think that's something which I really value, because that gave me the space to also like really discover what I want, what I'm passionate about, and eventually led me to make a lot of the decisions I eventually made. So if you are also in that position in med school where you have the chance and the flexibility, and you have the desire to get to know more about yourself and like get to discover things you might like that are not necessarily in line with just medicine, then try things. Just try things. You might like it, you might not like it. And eventually, worst case scenario, you find out, yeah, it's all not for you and you stick to medicine. Great. What if it could be something else, or it could be a combination with something else? So yeah, that's something which that would be my advice to someone who is still in the process. But I love the fact that I got to discover that and eventually got me to this decision. So I'm going to be working part-time. That was the first thing. I wanted to move to a big city, so I went to look for part-time jobs in big cities. So I ended up finding the job I got, and I got it before December, so I got it like really quick. The whole process of getting the job and applying was like a week or two, and it's a job which really matched me. Like it's a traveler's doctor. The name already said like I love traveling. I'm a doctor, traveler's doctor. So I'm going to be working at a travel clinic in The Hague, or at least for the Hague region. So I'll be covering The Hague, Rotterdam, and up to Zeeland. And it's going to be a lot of talking to people, interacting with people, travelers and stuff. Like I'm not going to be traveling myself. I mean, I'll be traveling the Netherlands to go see people, have appointments, have consultations with people. But it's all about people who are traveling. So like having conversations with them, where they're traveling to, giving them vaccinations that they need to, like just let them know what they should be aware of while traveling health-wise. So that's going to be my job part-time. And then part-time, I'm going to be doing like the content creation, YouTube, coaching, mentoring, public speaking, traveling still, but in a very structured way. I'm trying to make sure that it's a sustainable thing, because potentially the part-time, all the things I like doing, could grow into a full-time thing. You never know. But for now, I really am just trying to give myself the space to see what could become of this if I invested more time in it. And you never know. We will see where that leads. But yeah, ultimately, I think I'm really grateful for the people around me, like the friends I had, because I eventually came to this decision to work part-time because I had a conversation with a really good friend of mine. And he was like, what if you work part-time? And like, I really had to explain my thoughts to him, right? And it was just a thing of, a lot of it was fear-based, just like, how am I going to explain this to this person? How am I going to explain this to this person? But how does that even look? I've never thought about it before. But if you actually think about it and you talk through it, you see that it's possible. Like there's nothing holding you back. The only thing holding you back are some beliefs or some preconceptions or some programmings that just do not make sense if you logically put them out there. It's like asking myself the question, why did I want to be a neurosurgeon when I started med school? I could not come up with a valid answer other than that's the highest you can achieve as a doctor, or at least that's seen as the most difficult thing. So of course, as an African from that background, it's like when I think about becoming a doctor, I automatically want to be the biggest you can be, or the hardest thing you can do in medicine, neurosurgery, which I don't know if it's necessarily true, but that was just the only reason I could come up with. And I was like, but I can't live, like life is too short. I cannot live life, chasing things like this, which substantially do not really carry that much weight. So it's just a lot of these things which I really encourage you to ask yourself the question, like, why are you doing what you're doing? What's the purpose? For who are you doing it? Is it really something you like, passionate about, you get energy from? Because I think ultimately in the long run, these are the things that are sustainably going to wake you up every morning, having you excited to go to work and having you excited to do what you want to do. I recently heard this on the podcast, and that was really profound for me. The opposite of depression is not happiness. The opposite of depression is vitality. It's having things you want to live for, having things that are exciting, having people around you that make life worth living. Those are the things that counteract depression. And those things come from having things you legit like doing and passionate about, and not necessarily just things you're doing because they put food on the table, or they put food on the table, or they give a good pay and stuff like that. But anyways, that's just my perspective, and that's something I would advise to anyone who comes to me for guidance or comes to me for advice or help. But yeah, guys, that has been it for this catch up. There's going to be a series. I'm going to be starting a series soon, or making a series of videos soon, talking about predominantly the lessons I learned from med school. So like a few lessons I got from med school, which I would like to give anyone, or my future self, or my kids in the future who are starting off a journey like this. These are things which were very impactful for me. These are things which I've learned throughout the 6.5 years, and I would like to pass this on to people who are potentially beginning their journeys, or in their journeys, or who are just looking for information and insight. So that's a series which is going to be coming soon. Be sure to subscribe so you stay updated with the videos that are going to be coming up. Hit that like button if you like this video. Share with others who might want to watch the video as well. All that support is highly, highly, highly appreciated. But yeah, guys, that has been it for this catch up. Life is going to be great. There's going to be another catch up coming up. I don't want to say soon because that might not be true. But like in a couple of months, at least, when things have changed or things are more stable or I've moved again, I'll make another catch up video just updating you guys on what's happening. But for now, that has been life. Life is good. I'm really peaceful. I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for that. I have peace of mind. I go to bed at night just like excited about what the next day has to offer, because there's a lot of stuff happening, but it's all stuff I love, stuff that gives me energy, stuff that I'm really excited to do. And it's like waking up every morning, being able to live this life, being able to interact with these people, being able to travel and see these places feels like a dream come true. These are things which I prayed for. Like 10-year-old Hillman would not believe his eyes. Like if you play this film for 10-year-old Hillman, like this is gonna be you in a few years, he would not believe his eyes. But yeah, that's the life I live now, and I'm immensely grateful for that. But yeah, we'll see what the next months bring. Hopefully only exciting things, great things. Of course, it's going to be tough times, but we navigate it graciously. But yeah, guys, that has been this catch-up video. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But until next time, stay blessed and peace.